Hi everyone, I'm Caroline, and today I thought we'd make some little mini books to go into your journal, or even to just pop in your handbag or your purse, or to stick into somebody's birthday card. I've made some here and I enjoyed making them so much I thought, well, I'll show you how I made them as an excuse to make some more. So I'll pop those there and I'll show you. I just grabbed a few random things out of my drawers and cupboards, and we're going to try and work just with this so they don't have to keep wandering off to find things. So the first thing we need to do is to clear some space. I don't normally start with such a full desk. Let's put my scissors in there and get ourselves all, well, vaguely organised. We just slide everything up there. We've got papers, we've got embellishments, we've got little bits of lace. A right mix and jumble of things. Right, so I've got my paper cutter here, and we're just going to make small little books, so we don't need huge pieces of paper, just scrap will do. I've got this little bit of scrap here. Let's decide how big we want our book. About that big? Yep, that will be fine, so we'll cut that off about there. Use my paper cutter for no other reason than at least it will be square. Right, so now let's measure this. It is, almost, well, it is 3.5 by 2. So we don't want the pages coming right to the edge, so we do 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. So now we just want to get some other sheets of paper. I'll use a bit of this, and I think I can use this. Is this 1 3/4 wide? Ooh, really, I think we'll be okay. And we could use undyed. I think that'll be enough. It's only a small booklet, so we don't want to put too many pages in because every piece we cut is going to turn into 2 pieces of paper. Right, so let's open this up, and we want to cut these to, the lines are going to be going along the longer edge. So if you imagine, this is the way the book is going to be going, so you want longer there, so the shorter edge will be coming this way. We want, pop it in that way, we want 1 3/4. Pop that down, cut that down. And now we wanted 3 1/4. I think we leave that edge on, it's nice, isn't it? 3 1/2. Oh, you're off camera. You can't quite tell because of the join there. Try that. And then, yep, that's going to be fine, and I do like that, but I also like inking things in, so let's have a look. I'm going to be doing these mainly on a pink theme again, I think. I quite fancy a pink theme. I do a lot of inking with browns, and it's just a nice change. So we'll ink that in on the edges. Blob that all over our fingers. Like that. Somebody did suggest to me in a comment, why don't I try getting some gloves? But I know I shouldn't. If the truth were told, I quite like getting myself all covered in paint. It's quite therapeutic. I feel like being a little girl again. So there we have that sheet, and pop that on there. Put this in my very expensive bottle top that I keep my little dauber, I'm not quite sure what you call those, in. And we'll need another piece that's going to have to be 1 3/4. See if we can do it with this piece. Not terribly optimistic, but we may be able to. 1 3. Oh, I think we'll just about make it. Oh, I think it's too close to cut properly. Where's my scissors? Let's see if we can. Oh, look, I've got my pen stuck to it. Put that there. Along like that, which is nearly the right size. And then we want it 3 1/4. 1 2 3 1/4 there. Drop that down, make sure it's level. Do that. Right, move that out of the way. Out, jam my finger in it. And we'll give this a little bit of a pinky inky as well. Like that. I think I'm running out of red ink. I've used such a lot of it lately. My latest fun colour. Like that. Ink it all around the edges, both sides. You haven't even got to ink it if you don't want to. It's just I like inking. And if you haven't got any ink, you can just use a bit of shoe polish or a little bit of coffee. Anything like that. So one thing with journaling, you haven't got to have the proper things. Not not that the word proper is the right word, is it? Proper isn't the proper word. You haven't got to have all the things you can buy and spend a fortune on. You can just enjoy it and finding things around the house. Right, so we've got that there, which is, it's a little bit long this side. I'm just going to trim that edge off a little bit. We get them even that side. Oh, we'll use my scissors. Here we go. I think that's quite straight for me. So we fold this in half. Like that. Fold this in half like that. Now, if you've got a long reach stapler, then you can just staple this in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my extremely simple, now don't let this frighten you because this is the only one that I'm going to, I don't even want to say the word sew. I'm going to use thread to join. Give it a run over, give the pages a run over as well. Make sure we've got a nice crisp fold. I'm going to be extremely cautious and use one of these. Again, you don't need to. When there's something this small, it's very difficult to get it badly out of line. So we'll line those up like that, in the groove, get them in the groove. And I think we'll put another one on as well. Look how cautious and careful I'm being, conscientious we'll call it. Put one that side as well. Then get your needle, which is probably tied around your scissors, like that. Then I just go through there at the join, in, and then go outside at the join, poke it back in again. So all we've done is we put a peg in a hole twice, really, and then this is a very fiddly bow. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll chop them. Ta-da! There we go. Now that looks very cute, but we need to put some decoration on it, don't we? So let's have a look what decoration we got. Now, I like to put on something, a little bit of lace and an embellishment. So I got some pink, I got some of this. I like this. I think it's a bit thick for that. What I can do, oh, I've got an idea. Snip it. Now this is self-adhesive. It's brilliant. I got it from a shop called What, but you can also get it from The Range in the UK. Probably get it off Amazon. And then I'm going to cut it 1/3 and 2/3 like that. So I've got this little thin bit. I think that'll be much better. So you just peel the back off. Very technical. Then you stick it on. I'm going to stick it 2/3 of the way up there. Whoops. If you can stick it on straight, it's a little bit better. And now here you could fold that over and make a little tab. I'm not going to because again, they're so small. I think they're better off without anything sticking out, unlike bigger notebooks. We'll do some bigger notebooks with lots of things sticking out one day. Right, so now I want to put a little embellishment on. So I've got some bows. Let's have a look. Because I'm sticking with my pink theme, I could put that on. Or I could put one of my butterflies on. This is a real bargain if you can get a roll of this butterfly tape. This was, I think, 97p too. But you can cut a million, well, okay, not quite a million butterflies off. So we could put that there. Oh, I'm liking that, but I think I'd like something around the edge. So I'm going to get my dressmaking scissors and straighten it up. It's a bit wonky. My paper scissors doesn't like cutting fabric anymore. There. And we'll put something behind it. Ooh, we've got this, haven't we, that we cut off. So we could... Oh, yes, that's going to look brilliant. So I'm going to glue this onto there with my... Aileen's tacky glue. Some of that on the back. Whoops. Give it a little rub. And stick it just in from the edge on the two sides there. Just a teeny bit, just so you can see some poking out. It is straight as you can, but there's no straightness police going to come and sort you out if you don't get it perfectly straight. So just enjoy doing it and do your best. There we go. That's sort of straight. I suppose really I should have inked the edges of that a little bit pink. Let's go over it now. I know it's not the best time. There we go. And now, oh yes, now that is going to be lovely. And how many embellishments, how much money do you think that's cost? Very little, isn't it? I do love having something look so special with very little financial input. So we pop that there. I think that's pretty central, like that. Look at that cute little book. Wet wipes. There we go, clear the glue off. And shall I round these corners? What would you do? Would you round them? I do like rounding corners. Let's use this. And round my corners. 1, 2, and a little spludge more on the corners that have been cut. You've got the option as well, if you want to, you can round the corners of your booklet as well. Should we do that as well? Oh, why not? Same they charge. 1, 2. And there we've got a really cute, which way up is it? A cute little booklet with a few pages in, and you can slot that into the most minuscule pocket or belly band or anything you can think of for your journal. Now that's quite a simple one. I want to do a lacy one next. Let's do a lacy one. So we pop that there. Now, what I'm going to do for this one, I want a front cover and a back cover. So we go for this because this is pink. And we're going to measure it before we cut it. So we'll go for 2 inches, I think. So we'll cut 2 2-inch strips of this. Right, so now we can either use these as front or and back covers, but I'm thinking of using one of these just as a back cover. It's so pretty. We'll use it as a back cover. So now we want some more papers that are 2 inches wide, but don't worry if they're not long enough. So we'll go for this one. Is this 2 inches? I don't think it is it? No, so we'll throw that away and we'll cut ourselves 2 inches off this. Now we want it with the lines running that way. We want the lines on the very narrow edge. So, oh dear, I think my paper cutter's getting a little bit blunt. Right, so that's 2 inches, and we'll cut 2 inches off this green one. Another 2 inches, and is this 2 inches? Not quite, but I think we'll use it anyway. It's a little receipt to cut off something and find some pretty paper. Put some pretty music paper in. I know you can't actually write on it as a notebook, but it'll look pretty. There, that's 2 inches. And have we got anything else we can use? We'll use this one. And we can make ourselves some notebooks. Let's move that out of the way. Right, now this is dead easy. And you may, I'm going to be completely reckless here, okay? I'm just going to tear that off there. Now, I've got odd bits here. Oh no, have I ruined them? No, it's brilliant. Because we're going to put this one on. Then we'll put this pink one on. There, matching up the top. It's not quite long enough, but it doesn't matter. It's minuscule, a millimetre or two. I'm going to turn this upside down and put this one on. Like that. And then I'm going to take this little short one and put this one on. You think, what you're doing? That's not long enough. Don't panic. Bear with me. There is method in my madness, allegedly. So if we can get those lined up as best you can. Again, don't stress. And then you're going to staple quite near the edge. There. And there. You think, oh no, that's a mess. It's not, because we're now going to bring in my magic secret weapon of a wobbly scissors. So go to the back piece, and then just above the level where the back cover is, as straight as you can, go across and give yourself a wiggly edge. Get the next piece and then a little bit above, make sure that's a little bit above. Get yourself another piece and then the next piece, a little bit or a medium bit above, depending on how long your piece is. Cut that there. And then we got this top bit, which a little bit above, cutting it there. And already we've got the beginnings of something really pretty. Right, now somewhere under all this is that little bit of brown I cut off, so we won't bother, I can't find it. And I want to get on with things, so I'm going to put this on. Well, we can either put that ribbon, or I've got this bit of lace here. You can see through the lace, so I think we put, oh no we won't, we'll put some of this. Now I got this idea from Pam at the Paper Outpost, and it's gauze bandages, and you glue them on all ruffled up, and then add some colour with your stamps. You can do it before or after. I found it easier adding it afterwards. And then some little liquid pearls along there. I put it on a piece of cloth. So if you want to, I'll do a video showing you how to do this. Just let me know in the comments. Measure it to the right size, which is about there. Chop it off, and then out with the tacky glue. Run it along the top, like that. Glue it on. Now look at that. And now if you want to, you can ink some edges, or all the edges, depends on how many edges you want to ink, or you could not ink at all. You can round the bottom. Yes, we'll round the bottom. I like using this. It's great fun. There. And there. You've rounded that. Put a little bit of pinky on the edge there. A little bit of pinky on the edge there. On the back. Pinky inky there. And some pinky inky there as well. On the back. You don't have to over ink it, just a little tiny, I suppose it's a bit like eau de cologne, it's eau de inky you want to put on. Oh no, look what I've done. I wasn't concentrating, I thought it was sticky. I moved my little piece down, there we are, pop it back on there. And if you want to, you can leave this for writing, or you can stamp something on it, or you can put a button or an embellishment. I think I'll put a butterfly on. I've got my little, I'll show you here what I've got. Got some butterflies in here. Now, I could put one of these wooden ones on, if I can get in. There. Now that is going to add to the bulk. It's still going to look lovely, isn't it? And, oh, I've just thought of something. I can ink it red. I think I'll get my ink pad, because it's going to take a lot of ink, and do that. Oh yes, that is going to look perfect. All right, out with the tacky glue. Oops, got a bit of a snout form in there. Clean that off. A bit of glue. Oh dear, this one, I'm really running low on this now. Won't come out. It seems to thicken the longer you have it. There we go. And then when you turn that around, look at the difference. There's the side I haven't inked, and there's the side I have. Completely different. Those in there. Those in there. That on there. And we've got a little notepad. I think that is really quick, really easy, and you can put whatever you like on it, or nothing at all if you want a nice simple one. Somewhere down here I've got a playing card. There we go. I found it. Let's measure our playing card. Our playing card is, what an awkward size. Just over 2 1/4. And 3 1/2, just under 3 1/2. I've been working on a motherboard, I call them. So we could cut this. Have we got anywhere? I was going to go over the top with something else. It's a bit rough, but it'll do for now. And now we'll round that, because the card has got rounded corners, so we'll need to round those corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just find yourself some pieces of paper to go in the middle. Now, I'm not going to do one of those waterfall effects on this. We're going to cut the proper size. So we'll put those up there. Have we got 2 1/4 here? 2 1/4, no. Oh, what a shame. Right then, so we'll use some green. Oops. Be careful when you're doing this. Before now, I've accidentally dropped this down with the blade here and made a hole in paper, and like, oh no, it's a really nice paper and I've ruined it. So always make sure your blade is out the way. She says, you'll notice me not doing that because I keep forgetting. So that's the right width, and we make one of these just under 2 1/4. And I think we'll put in a little bit stuck in there with my needle. Clear that out. It's amazing how much gunge gets in this little groove. And I think we use one more. Use this pink and 2 1/4. I like those little holes, so we'll use those as well. There, 2 1/4. And now we need to join those together and cut them to the right length, which is 3 1/2, just under. It's really frustrating, but we'll do it. Put that under there, 3 1/2, and then just under. I'm off camera again. Sorry, I keep wandering off camera with my cutter. There. And I'm going to throw caution to the wind because I've got the length there to do another 3 1/2, slightly under, right there. I'm going to do another one. Why not? There's no rule against it. You can make as many pages as you like, within reason. You don't want to get it that it's ridiculously fat. Right. So there we have some more papers. And if we put them without changing them, then you're going to get a good alternating. We've got, there wasn't enough of that one. No, throw that away. We've got pink, green, pink, beige, green. So if we put the beige in between the pink and the green, there. Then we got pink, green, beige, pink, green. And then we got our backboard. There. Right, we're going to round these corners, aren't we? So let's get my corner rounder. 1, 2, 3. I quite like doing lots of sheets like this. It's a lovely feeling as you go thunk right through like that. Oops, I didn't go. Just to prove me wrong. Why is that not cutting? Turn it up the other way. We'll get you somehow. That piece doesn't want to cut. How strange. All the rest has, but that one is refusing. So there, well, that'll do. Right, and now we get our rabbit warren on the front. And we get our board on the back, which I'm going to turn that way because it's going to be rough to write on. There. Now this time I'm going to actually put the staples in here below that writing. So before I do, I'm going to fold it over at that point. Like that. Looks a bit messy, but when you're actually turning the pages, it'd be so much better if you've actually done that. You won't even see that now when we finished. And then put your staples 2 in on that line. 1, 2. So now you've got your little book and it doesn't go through the word rabbit warren. And now we need to decorate it. So I've got some pretty lace here somewhere. She says. I did have some pretty lace. So I got this pink. I was looking for some thin white. I don't think that's going to go. So let's open up my cupboard and get some more thin white. Right, as if by magic, it's a lot clearer because I just decided to take a minute and clean Right, for this one I'm going to use a sheet of music, and I've also got down in here some paper. There's not really enough there. Oh, we could. Let's see if we can, how much. There. Not cutting through the bird if we can help it. And then that is supposed to be straight. Good grief. Made a mess of that. Right, and then we come across there. So, oh, it's pretty straight, I think. But we put that on the back of the book. And on the front of the book, we're going to put some music paper. Now again, because of the way I had to cut that, I'm going to have to measure. Now this is going to seem weird. I'm going to measure this in inches and in centimetres. I'll show you why. Because on the width, it is virtually exactly 8 centimetres. So I can write 8 centimetres. But on the length, it's like slightly under 13, but it is smack bang on 5 inches. Well, yes. It will be when I've taken a sliver off the end. Don't tell anybody. Pop that in there. Take a little sliver off. That is now 5 inches. So it's just easier, 5 inches, there we go. It's easier than measuring slightly under or slightly over. Just a quick way of doing it. It's not the proper way. Don't tell anybody I told you. I'll get in trouble. Right, so now we want to make some 8 centimetre by 5 inch pieces. Here's the music. So the music was going to be the front, wasn't it? I'm tempted to put that. That's so cute. I want to put that on the front. If we put that on the front, there's not enough space for a lot of embellishments, but it's so pretty. Oh, I think we're going to go for it. Should we go for it? So we got this, and I still need a backing for this. So we'll get some of this. And yet again, out with the paper cutter. Perfect. So now we've got a back cover and a front cover. An accidental front cover. And now we get a stapler. I'm running desperately short. I've got a new pack of staples. I'm trying to get all this done before I run out. Along there. Like that. Very close to the top because I like the image. And now I'm going to get a piece of ribbon. Let's have a look. If we put some ribbon over there, will that look like his hair? No, that spoils it, doesn't it? What are we going to do? We need to do something. I don't want to use this again because we've already used this once. It's perfect though, isn't it? Oh, we're going to use it again. So we get some more tacky glue, run it along the staples, like that. Because this is really purely to hide the staples. And what a pretty way of doing it. That along there. Hook that on there. My next lot of craft like this is going to be so easy because I've got some Happy Mail, but I don't want to start using it until I've shown you it. We have the fun of opening it, so I'm not using any of that at the moment, but in the next video I'll be showing you what Happy Mail I've got. Now, isn't that cute? Can we put an embellishment on there? What do you think? A little bow? Yes, a little pink bow. You could put it, oh, we could put it on the hedgehog there, couldn't we? Or we could put it down there. What do you think? Would a hedgehog wear a bow? I think they would if they were going to a party or it was their birthday, so wouldn't we all wear a pink bow on our birthdays? There we are. I think that looks very cute. Very tasteful. That's the beauty of the clear glue, that we won't see it when it's dry. Why is it not sticking? There, like that. And I still think it needs a little something on the edges, so I think we'll do the usual. First of all, we'll round it off. there. And there. And then because this is so big, I'm going to get out my whole ink pad. And that's a lot quicker to do it like that. And we do the top very carefully. Now when this is dry, I'm probably going to do all the pages inside as well, but I don't want to do that at the moment. So we got ourselves some little books. What have we got? That one, that one, that one, that one. And how's the time going? We could do this. We could end there, but then again, we could always make another one. What do you think? I'm really into this now. Let's make one more. Okay, one more, we will stop, she says. Right, so pop those up there. And I brought my snippet roll to have a look at, and I think we could make something, a little booklet out of my snippet roll. Let's have a look. If we cut it there, we can make that into a little booklet. You need to be able to fold it, and some of these parts are not foldable. So that looks pretty, but the other side doesn't work. So it's going to have to be this end, and we'll go for there. Right, yep, I think we'll do that. Put my fabric scissors away, because I don't want to accidentally pick that up. And we're going to cut along there. It's not very good because my poor scissors isn't very good. They say to use some foil. I've tried using foil and it's not really doing the trick. Right, so now I can use some nice little pieces again. They don't need to be very big at all. Oh, that is a perfect width. So let's have a look how, where's my ruler? There's my ruler. Let's have a look at what size we need these to be. Right, I've cut myself some 1.5 by 3 pieces of paper. Now I'm just going to fold them in half and give them a rub over with my bone folder. Oops. Like that. I'm going to do it again a bit further in too, because it's so thick. All the pieces are not getting pressed properly. Like that. And again, we're not going to do sewing. We're not going to call it sewing. Don't panic at all. We're going to fold this in half. And then we're going to, I think we can, oh, they'll be fine there. So when that's folded in half, we're going to put that in there. And then open it up. There, move it down a bit. So it's central. And clip it on. There. And straighten that up a bit and clip another one there. So once again, we're not going to do any sewing. We're going to use a needle and some thread, but we're going to do, oh, I threaded that quite easily. We're going to do putting pegs in holes. That's all. Don't panic. No sewing. No, no, no. No need to get frightened at all. Is that even? I don't think it is it? Let's see if we can jiggle it about a bit. Get it a bit more even. Like that, about there, I think. There. Yeah, and there. It's even enough. Oops. There. Right, so this time, I think I'm going to I've got this little heart punch. Now, looking at the colour on those, I think we'll go for some music. So I'm going to, if you take the bottom off your puncher, you can see when you put the paper through what you're actually going to get on the heart. So I'm going to tear that bit off there because it's not coming in the right place. And then pop that in like that. Oh yes, you see that's very pretty. About there. And I'm going to cut 4 of these. Can we do this one now? Is it any better? It's been cut there. It's upside down, isn't it? So we'll take some off the bottom there. It goes exactly where we want to go. Remember, you were in charge of your paper. You are the captain. And yep, that's good. Just 1, 2. And if we break that close to there, get another one. There. Ooh. There. And then another one. Oh, I like that bit with the sharp. Right, so we've got ourselves 4 little bits of heart. Cut these to about 3/4 of an inch below the level of the book. Take these off. I would have left them on there. And then get your little heart shapes. Get your glue. This is the glue I'm going to use. Rub it on the end there. Put it there with this, the end of your bit of thread. Very difficult to explain this. Curl the end of your bit of thread around. Pop it on there. It just gives it more surface area to stick. It's nothing really technical or scientific. And then a bit more glue on this one. Pop it on to match. This is the fiddly bit. There. You've got yourself a dangly heart. And exactly the same on the other one. Get some glue on. Like that. Just bend the end. You don't have to bend this end bit over, but I find they pull out too easily if you don't. But it is very fiddly. On there. And then it comes back off because you're so sticky. And I've lost my last one. There it is. Pop that on like that. Match it up. Oh, that's definitely too big. That's too big. Aha, will that fit? Oh yes, it's a little tag. And it says vintage. I'm going to put that on. I think that is going to look absolutely lovely. Do we need anything else? Can we put some lace behind it, or should we just leave it like that? Let's have a look. If we put a little bit of lace on, what would that look like? No, it's too similar. No, I'm just going to put it on as it is. Right, a little bit of the old glue. Squidge it on. Pop that there. Yet again, discovering something well after the fact. I had no... Oh, sorry about the rattling. I'm getting a little bow. I had no idea what I was going to do with this. I wonder if that'll hold the bow. If it doesn't, I can re-stick it, but it would be a lot easier if that would hold it. Put that there. There or there? There. Oh no, that is a really lovely piece of serendipity for me. I didn't think it was going to look so good. And I'm going to, I think I'll ink those brown. I think they look better brown. A little bit on the edges. Should give it a little bit of aging. If you want to do it, you could stick a sticker or a monogram or something like that on the hearts. If you're giving it to a loved one, you know, a couple, you could always put their first initials, one on each heart. But we're going to leave it blank because I can't think of any reason to put anything on for the journal that I'm making. So there we have another little book. So let's clean up. So there we have 5 really simple books. There was nothing technical there. We didn't even sew. Remember, we just did pegs into holes, no sewing allowed. And there we have some